And I think that the only real way to be effective at this is to look at it in a different way, because over the last couple years or last year, we kind of got away from streamlines, and so we got back into selling loans. And so coming at it from a standpoint of selling, we try to persuade, we try to kind of convince them to take this particular program. And I think that because of the way the FHA loans mingle with the streamline, you can actually present it in a different way, whereas if they are more actually entitled to it, like this is going to happen. And so don't think of it as a sale or as like a like a pitch. This is more like we're helping you activate your entitlement. There's a completely different tone within your message when you speak like that, because you're not asking them to take something. And I think that the challenge is it's hard to kind of look at it in that way, because you're just simply used to trying to sell. And this is, and it's not our fault, it's just kind of the way we're wired right now because of the way the market is and how difficult it is to do a refinance. But if you use some of the word tracking that I'm going to share with you guys here today, you'll be a little bit more efficient and not hit so much resistance when you're getting connected with these people. So the traditional route is this way. So hey, my name is Daniel. I'm with New American Funding. Just giving you a call. Wanted to see if you'd be interested in a streamline refinance, or I wanted to see if you'd be interested in lowering your rate. You notice how that tone is asking. Does that make sense? Whereas if we come in a different way and say, hey, this is Daniel with New American Funding. We're just doing a quick courtesy check-in. It's actually a notification from FHA. It's regarding your entitlement. We're here to assist you in activating your entitlement because of our relationship with FHA. We're what's called a full eagle lender. And so they're allowing us to do this assistance for you and covering our closing costs. So it's actually free to you. How it works is we lower your rate and lower your payment. Whatever you decide to do with the monthly savings is completely at your discretion. I'm just here to assist you in activating it. Does that make sense? Now it's not a sale, it's more like activate what? Entitlement. Well, actually, Mr. Jones, you paid FHA an upfront mortgage insurance premium. It was about 1.75% of the loan amount. Well, this is the reason why, is because you are now using the entitlement features of FHA. So not only did they insure your loan in case you defaulted, but they're giving you these entitlement features that allow you to lower your interest rate, and now that time has come. So how it's going to work is there's no documentation necessarily, like I'm not going, it's very minimal documentation, there's no appraisal. It's actually super easy. And the reason why we're calling you is because we are a full eagle FHA lender, a direct servicer. We're not a broker, we're not a mortgage, a retail bank. And so because of because of the strength of our relationship and our presence in your county of Orange or Podunk or Riverside or San Bernardino, this makes it official to them. Does that make sense? So with that upfront mortgage insurance premium, we're actually going to help you get a lot of that back. Does that make sense? So now they oh yeah, I want some of it back. Yeah, what's going to happen, Mr. Jones, is because we are a full eagle lender with FHA, we're going to take a majority of that and put it back towards this new loan. So it's going to be a quick switch, and what most homeowners in Riverside, Santa Ana, or whatever city they're in are doing with their entitlement is they're actually just using it to get out of FHA much faster. You see, since we don't sell our loans, you become part of our portfolio, and with that you are now entitled to the perks and privileges that our existing portfolio enjoys. I'll go over that if necessary, and then move right into the application. Does that make sense? So it's not a sale, it's not a pitch. It's very cut and dry, right? Because it's not a matter of like, hey, how much are you looking to lower your payment, right? How much did you want to save, right? It's just very straightforward. And if they feel within your delivery that it's something that's already happening and it's meant to happen, it's not going to be looked at in a critiqueful way, if that's a word. That's a word right there. So they're not going to look at it with any judgment, any biasness. They'll actually just kind of like, all right, cool, let's go. Let's go for the ride. See, again, the challenge is though is that how do you present that when you're just so used to saying, all right, so I got a couple options. And the thing that's going to cloud you guys' judgment is when you look at your workup and you see the payment to payment. because some of these payment-to-payment differences are like 30 bucks. I think we had one yesterday, 10 bucks. And the hardest thing to do is to accept that, oh, they're not going to want to give me any document, they're going to want to do this for 10 bucks, because we're wired to think in a different way, where we're kind of looking for maximum benefit. So you have to change the way you look at these things. So don't look at it as a sale. This is just simply what they're entitled to. We're helping them activate it, and we're going to help them put it in place. There's a huge upside for them, is because, you know, as our clients now, they don't need to stay updated or plugged into the market. We notify them by courtesy. So that the second that their zip code increases with property value, we notify them, and we conduct that with no lender fee. So this sets you up for redo business, and this is why this is a pretty huge game. I think a lot of the purchase agents can also take advantage of this by those that you help with a purchase on an FHA loan in the last year, 2 years. And you should also look at it as setting up a bigger prize. You see, there will be some who just don't want to participate, but it will all be in the way your message is crafted. Does that make sense? If you're asking them, they're going to not want to participate. But if you make it seem as this is regarding your property on Myford, I'm actually going to assist you in activating your entitlement, right? And kind of move it along those lines, and remind them that even if they did give you kickback, and say, you could do the quick math because you're going to be able to see the original loan amount, right? And so if you do that, if you look at it and you see like the upfront MIP, or you figure it out and say, you know what, Mr. Jones, you paid FHA $6,000. The whole reason why you insured this is to use these features. I can assist you in activating it. If you don't necessarily need the monthly savings or the drop in interest rate, donate it to your retirement, donate it to your principal balance, and you're that much closer to getting out of FHA. Unless you intend to pay mortgage insurance for the long term, I completely understand. But what most homeowners are doing in Riverside are they're actually just taking the monthly savings and putting it towards principal. But if you're, in your case, if you need to put money towards other means like your bank, other debt, it's completely up to you. Most homeowners who use this for a purchase loan typically increase their debt because they fill up their house with new furniture or new appliances. If that applies to you, most of the FHA clients that I'm helping right now are doing this. Does that make sense? So you almost have to create the reason and the intent. Say whatever you decide to do with it, at the end of the day, it's completely your choice. All I'm here to do is help you activate your entitlement. And so it's a different method where you're not going to sound like you're asking them for a sale. And then be like, well, how do you know? You know, why are you giving us a call? So some of this is going to be our portfolio clients. These are going to be people who we did with before. So it can be meant also by saying, well, as promised, when we funded your loan, we are going to help you, right? Keep you updated. And so now your check-in is now due, and your courtesy check-in is now due. The time has come. And so we're going to assist you with activating your entitlement and getting this new lower interest rate and lower payment underway. The good news is it's super quick. Minimal documentation, it'll be super fast. No appraiser coming out to your house or anything like that. All I need to do is just verify a few things. I'll email you if necessary, and then before you know it, we'll be done. Make sense? So when you deliver it in that way, you set up the loan closing so that it's already intended that they are to bring their deferred payment. You see, it's hard for us to kind of look at that with value because we're used to selling that as a feature, as a benefit. And so the trick is just that's the way it works. Does that make sense? We know how it works. They don't know how it works. They only know how we explain it to them, right? So with their perception, believing that it's already a simple process, I think they'll buy into it more, and you actually gain a lot more traction and more compliance just by doing it that way. I think that the challenging part about it is that it's just going to be a complete switch up. It's a different approach. It's a different, message throughout your technology. So you got to be able to switch up. It's kind of like juggling refi to purchase, right? You guys have any questions? Yeah, right. Anyone on the phone? Any questions out there?
Is there a volume?
I'm sorry, can you come closer to the phone? I can barely hear you.
I guess say we're good. I think we're good.
All right. Okay, cool. So I got a couple email scripts. I think it's good practice that when you call out to these leads, you follow it up immediately with an email and a consent, SMS consent. You hit them in all 3 areas, and they all allude back to connecting back with you. You have an important notice. Their scheduled check-in is now due. Need to confirm, and I use this template, and it gains a lot of traction. You get a lot of response. And it's not a sale, and so when you get the response, you get them connected back to you. You can probably get them back more. Yeah.
Hey Dan, good job. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Those are really valuable tools. However, when it comes to like the net tangible benefit and the recoup,
Yeah.
do you ever bring that or?
Recoup is applicable for EARL, whereas NTB is just applicable for technically EARL, but recoup is just for EARL. NTB is for FHA is just that 50 basis points.
50 basis points, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all.
So yeah.
At what point do you give them that courtesy call? At the point where you're able to pull the trigger, or leading up to maybe 2 weeks prior to, or what's the time frame that you should be reaching out to your borrower?
They have to do by their 6th payment. So after their 6th payment is done.
Right.
Application is 210.
Oh, 200.
So going to 7 months from
Right,
the
so, but are you reaching out to them before those 210 days, kind of warming them up to it, or you're waiting until the 210?
Yeah, you can't order the case number until then.
Also wait for it because then you don't give them time to shop around. You
Yeah.
get it first person, wait
Gotcha.
210 and then hit them up right then.
Yeah.
What's cool is in about the 6th month, if you email redo and just ask them, especially if it's one of your past customers, ask them for the mortgage statement, your HOI, ID, and the note, you're done.
Okay.
Yeah, any past NAF clients, whenever you hit up redo for the past file, send also another email to FHA case transfers, or was it case orders? Case orders, and order it, so that way you own it.
Gotcha.
And if they inquire go anywhere else, at least you'll get one last dig. But if you change your mindset and view on it, I think you'll kind of just look at it as a process, and you just start laying these up. Does that answer your guys' questions?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. That was short.
Hey, thank you.